What's up, everybody? What's up? How you doing? Nobody's in the chat yet. I'm doing a random live, totally random. I had nothing else to do right now, so like, let me jump on live. I haven't done that in a long time, especially after my channel was hacked and stolen and taken from me for a moment, for a week. But even before that, it's been a while, so I haven't done a live in a while, and no, a lot of people have asked. So I'm just gonna start talking. Actually, hey boss, what's up, Chuck? How you doing, man? How you doing? Alexander, what's up, man? How you let me know how you like the audio. I got a new microphone, an expensive microphone. I'm kind of thinking about returning it. I'm not quite sure on to keep it or not. Hey from Orlando, what's up, Libor? It's perfect. Is it better? Who came on my lives before and I had the headset? I'm guessing the audio here is better. I'm hoping because this was kind of expensive. This microphone. Hey Dave. Hey Stephanie, what's up? Nostra Damascus Musa. Yo, hear you well right now. Excellent. Uh, okay, so yeah, ask me questions. This YouTube, this live video is all about asking me questions. It can be about Medellin, it could be about Colombia, it could be about the hacker, my channel, what I went through, whatever. I just want to talk. I just want to hang out with you guys for a moment. All right, so we got, and also as more people come on the live, there's going to be more questions coming in. So whoever, if I missed your question, I apologize. The best way for me to see a question is super chat. If I see a super chat, I'm 100% going to get to it. Well, there might be a chance I miss it, but like 99.9% I'm going to get to it. All right, let's look at these questions here. Is Poblado the best place for beginners to Colombia who don't speak much Spanish? Matt Bittner. All right, Matt. So let me just. So that's kind of a tough question. It depends on who you ask. I mean, there's pros and cons with Poblado. I'll go over the pros. The pros is there's going to be more English speakers in Poblado. Why? Because that's more of a tourist spot. I think ever since Medellin became popular with tourists, Poblado was the place to go. And then all the travel. Oh man, it's going to storm. Man, the storm always comes around 4 o'clock. It's like clockwork, man. You can set your watch to it. Okay, so the Poblado, man, ever since tourists started coming and travel YouTubers and bloggers, all kind of stuff, they would stay in Poblado. And then they'll write about it, they'll talk about it, they'll post it on social media. And then the other people doing research on Medellin, they saw Poblado, so they went. So it's like an ongoing trend about Poblado. And Poblado is, yeah, it's the richer area, all that kind of stuff. So there's pros and cons. I'll go over that. But the main reason I believe, my thought is all the past bloggers and YouTubers that is all they talked about was Poblado. And most people that come to Medellin, they go there and they really don't get out of Poblado. There's like a little bubble, right? They don't see the rest of the city. And that's the reason why I started my channel, to show everybody that there's more to Medellin than just Poblado. So anyways, to answer your question, pros, they speak more English there. There's going to be more English speakers because of more travelers going there. Probably more international food restaurants. So if you're first time going abroad, I remember the first time I went abroad, I went to Spain, and typical person from the United States, what was I miss? I was missing a hamburger and fries, man. When I saw me and my sister, when we saw McDonald's, we went running to the McDonald's, man. I'm embarrassed to say it, but it happened. I was 17. I was raised on fast food, like most kids from the 80s and 90s. Anyway, so more international food. That's the pros. More foreigners, so you'll see other expats and foreigners there. Those are the pros. Now the negatives, it's going to be more expensive, even though compared to the States, it's going to be cheap, super cheap, especially with the dollar so strong right now against the peso. But compared to the rest of Medellin, the city, it's more expensive. It's harder to find menu of the days, which I love menu of the days. You have to really search hard for one of those in Poblado. In lots of parts, it's hilly, so it's not as walkable, walkable or bicycle friendly. And like I always say, actually, I think there's probably more theft in Poblado than other parts of the city. Like other parts where you would find yourself as a tourist in the city, there's probably more thefts there. And I always give the expression, the analogy, bees go to the honey, right? They find the honey, and same with thieves. They go where the honey's at. And where's the honey? What's the honey for thieves? People with money. People walk around with brand new iPhones. most Americans, I think the iPhone. I think back when I was growing up, when we would order a soda pop at the restaurant, we would say, "Hey, can we? Do you have Coke? Well, what kind of Coke you have? Well, we have Mountain Dew, Pepsi." So over there in the States now, what kind of cell phone you have? What kind of iPhone do you have? Oh, I have a Samsung. This and that. So most people have so many iPhones in the States. They bring them over here, and that's like, yeah, man. So the thieves go to Poblado. You'll be more. And then that being said, for your the likelihood of you getting robbed here in Medellin is probably not going to happen if you follow all the things I talk about on my channel and all the tips I give. But it could happen. And in Polo at nighttime, especially in some parts of the areas where it's like lonely, where nobody's walking, it'd be kind of sketchy. I guess I hope I answered your question. It was a long answer. So to answer your question, go for it, try it out, check it out. If you like it, stay there. But when you come, stay. If you're gonna stay there, go check out the other parts of the city. Go check out the other parts of the city. And then when you come back, maybe try Laureles, try Belen, try El Estadio. There's a lot of places. Envigado, Sabaneta. There's so much more to Medellin. Well, Sabaneta and Envigado is not part of Medellin, but so much more to the valley than just Poblado. All right, so let's move on to the next question. I think I answered your question pretty good. And again, super chats, I'll go straight to them. I just saw one right here, $20 super chat from M. Let me find it. From Mauricio, from Morris Morales. Thank you so much, Morris. I appreciate it, man. It really helps me. My channel was down for a week because that stupid hacker, and all the way YouTube works is I get paid off views off my videos, and even the videos I made 2 years ago, they're still getting views. So I'm making pennies right on every video. So it's like a seed being planted. For a whole week, it was nothing, right? So I appreciate the support. All right, let's see. I was born in Bogota, but for my retirement, I've been thinking about Manizales. What do you think? I love Manizales. If Manizales was bigger, because I love chaos. I love chaos. I love this noise and movement in the streets. And Manizales is a little bit too small for me personally, because compared to Medellin, right? But if it was bigger, I would be living there because it's actually considered the safest city in Colombia. It's very beautiful. It's actually built. The city is built on a plateau mountain, so on top of the mountain. So when you get to the outskirts of the city, you actually have this beautiful view of the landscape. Is amazing. And I don't know if I said it right, but the people are super friendly. The weather's nice. A little bit colder than Medellin, not as cold as Bogota. The cost of living is cheaper, and it's right there in the Coffee Triangle. It's part of the Coffee Triangle. And it's right in the middle of Medellin, Bogota. So and they have an airport, so you can fly from there to anywhere you want to go to. So I approve. But what I would say, Maurice, is go check it out. Because David, I could be saying, yeah, it's amazing, it's wonderful, so cool. But that's my opinion. Go check out yourself, stay there for a week or two, or as long as you can, and get the feel. And then also go around Colombia. Because when I first came here, everybody was saying Medellin was the place. I listened to them. I came to Medellin, but I didn't want to take their word for it. So like the first 3 months, I traveled around Colombia, going to different places and staying and getting the feel of other places. And I was like, yeah, actually, Medellin is for me. So that's why I recommend. All right, so let's go with the questions. Okay. All right, I'm just going to scroll around, try to find some questions. Again, if I don't see a question and you want to 100% get a question answered, super chat. Any amount helps. All right, so I see a question here. Thoughts on Paraguay? For the longest time, I've always wanted to go to Paraguay to check it out because nobody talks about Paraguay. And this was many years. For many years, I wanted to check out Paraguay because nobody talks about it. Also with like Suriname and Guyana. Nobody talks about those countries. I think even we were doing like a questionnaire game with my girlfriend and her family. And one of the answers to the question was, the country Suriname. And they didn't know what that was. They're from South America. They didn't know about Suriname. So, but anyways, Paraguay. I want to go. I've never been. I met someone who's an expat, a guy from the States who was actually living there. He said the cost of living is very cheap compared to Peru, because I met him in Peru. And Peru to Colombia, I think it was about equal the cost. I was in Cusco. But what turns me off with Paraguay, the little research I've done, is it shows that it's flat, not very mountains, especially in Asuncion. That's the main capital. And also, they say it's hot there. And I'm from Houston, Texas, and I don't like heat. So I try to stay away from heat as much as possible. But maybe one day I'll go check it out. Maybe one day. Let's see. So there's my answers on the thoughts on Paraguay. All right, let's scroll. Again, super chats. If you want me to see your question, 100%. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let me go here. Why didn't we win today? We dominated the entire match. I have no idea. Did the USA make the World Cup? I don't follow sports that much. I don't watch TV or news. The only sport that I follow is UFC, man. I'm passionate about UFC and boxing, but mostly boxing the heavyweights, and then some other divisions. But mostly, I like Tyson Fury. I want to see Tyson Fury fight Usyk, man. I think Tyson will win, but Usyk could dance around him and win on points. We don't know. I don't know. Anyways, so I don't know about the match. I don't know. That'll be amazing if USA did good on World Cup, man. Okay. Bogota is cold, busy, and dangerous. Yeah, it's cold and it rains almost every day. Like you have to go out. I think in the morning it's usually sunny, and then it gets kind of cold, then it starts raining. So you have to bring clothes for like 3 different types of seasons or the same day. I haven't been back to Bogota in a long time. I need to get back there, but every time I go back, here's a little tip for you guys. If you guys go to Bogota, look up Bogota bike tours and take their tour. I haven't done it in years, like maybe 4 or 5 years, but every time I went back, I'd always take their tour. And depending on the tour guide that day, he'll take you on a different route, like slightly different, and give you like very cool stories. All right, I saw a super chat come in. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Programming be like at $5. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, I'm in Guayaquil right now. We're in lockdown at night because of the car bomb and drug wars. What do you think of Ecuador? Is Guayaquil? I apologize. Where is that in Ecuador or is it in Colombia? Yeah, I apologize. Okay, so Ecuador. I haven't been to Ecuador. I want to go. I have friends. Actually, when I first came to Colombia, I came to Bogota and I stayed in an Airbnb shared bedroom, like these people's apartments, and they just started their Airbnb business. It went so well with them that they sold everything in Colombia. They're Colombians and moved to Cuenca, Ecuador, and opened a hostel. And I forget the hostel's name. Paco's place or no, Pablo's place. It's basically their cat's name, and they're doing well. They love it there. I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been to Ecuador yet. I know they use the U.S. dollar. I think the cost of living is. I know the cost of living is cheaper than the States. I'm not sure if it's cheaper than Colombia. It's hard to beat Colombia on price of cost of living. I think the only country that really beats is probably Bolivia, but Bolivia, I again haven't been there either, so I don't know. I can't talk too much about that. Um, Ecuador, I would go. I would go to check it out. But I can't give that much opinions. There's a few YouTube channels that talk about it quite a bit though. Thank you again for the super chat. All right, let's see. Oh, see, Colombia. I haven't been to Colombia since December 1994. Wow, that's a long time ago. Things have changed, my friend. Things have changed. All right, let's see. So future trading. So if you guys haven't seen that video with my buddy, uh, the fireman from New York, and Luis, then check it out. But he's saying that we need to make another video on his finca. Yeah, for sure, man. I think I'll be here in January. That's my birthday month, so I'm not sure what's planned that month, if we're gonna go travel or not. Guayaquil is in the Pacific coast of Ecuador. Okay, that's why I didn't. I don't. Yeah, I don't know much about Ecuador. I apologize. But I would go check it out because I heard good things. And it's a big expat community. I think because of the dollar, U.S. dollar. Okay. So I'm scrolling around again. Super chats help out a lot. Okay, overall, what do you think about Mexico? Jeff Bruno's asking. Good question. So, where I learned my Spanish was actually in Mexico. I moved there first when I was 18 or 19, right out of high school for 2 months, and then I came back to the States. My mom needed me to work in the agency, saved up my money, and went back at 22 on my own dime because first my mom sent me this the first time on her dime, and she was able to say, "Dave, I need you back. Come back." So I came back because she was the one paying for it. I went back to the States, saved my money up, and then went back on my own dime at 22 and stayed for a full year in Monterrey, Mexico. The first one was in Saltillo, Mexico, and yeah, man, Mexico's great. And I'd say what makes Mexico great is the people like you like real great hospitality. Mexico, the people in Mexico are awesome. Like that expression, mi casa es tu casa, I think that really comes from Mexico, and that they really believe in that because my friends that I made over there, they accepted me in as part of the family, and whenever, like when I went back last time to one of my good friends' wedding, I almost didn't have to take my any money out of my pocket. Everything was invited. Like, no, Dave, it's okay. We got you. We got you. We got you. It's just the people are amazing. That's what I say. And then there's a great landscape. The country's big. The food is really good. Even though I've been here in Colombia for so long that I lost my palate towards all those spices. I'm Mexican American. I was raised on that, on hot sauce and salsa and fajitas and all that kind of stuff. But when I went back to Mexico, that last trip I went when I actually filmed it, it was a little bit overwhelming the flavors, but the food's good. The food's good. The people are great, and yeah, there's also a big expat community over there. I think that's the biggest American expat community in the world in Mexico. All right, let's see. Looking through different questions, different people. Bro, not a hacked video today, eh? Nope. This is David right here. Unless like when technology gets so good that they can make a clone of me, a robot, and have me on the channel talking. Until that time, you can count that this is the life with David, not that hacker, the jerk. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so Jakub Rona is asking David, this question may sound naive, but is it easier to find love in Colombia? Man, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the person and how you connect with the culture, right? But it's a hard question to answer. Possibly. I would say, but depending where you're coming from too, right? But possibly, because it's a hard topic to get into, man. I would say again, it depends on you as a person and what you have to offer, and what this culture, like if you connect with this culture and what you have, if what you have to offer connects with what they're looking for, and also what they have to offer connects with what you're looking for. A lot of people move abroad and I guess get in relationships, but okay, this is not me. This is in general. Like there's a lot of people that move abroad, get in relationships, and have great relationships. I'm one of them. I've met my girlfriend. I get along very well with her and her family. But there's other people that maybe they don't meet the right people and they just get involved in bad relationships. That can happen abroad. That can happen back home. So there you go. Politically correct answer. All right. Let's see. Ever traveled to Curacao? Curacao. Curacao. Yes, I have. Actually, I have. I have traveled to Curacao. Uh huh. Beautiful beaches. Beautiful beaches. The food I didn't like, but it's because I went with my girlfriend's family and they booked it through an agency. And what I know about agencies, what I think I know, is they tend to put you in the cheapest hotel possible so they can make the most margin. So that hotel, man, the food wasn't very good. They couldn't even cook rice. The rice was hard. And then at the one part of the hotel, we went to the beach where they had the hotel, and they had a buffet, and the workers weren't even paying attention. They had like letting the birds come and eat the food. So I blame it on the hotel, not the country, and the agency too. But other than that, I had a great time. We rented a car, drove around the whole island, the beautiful beaches, man. Okay, so we got super chat. Where man Lux Magazine. I appreciate it, man. $5. Thank you so much. What American remote job would you recommend to someone who wants to apply for an expat visa? First of all, they have the digital nomad visa. And I think on that video I made the other day, someone in the comments mentioned about the tax consequence, whatever. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax officer. I don't know tax law here. So I really couldn't talk much on that. But if I were y'all research that first or talk to someone who's an expert. But American remote job, I would say think about your abilities. What are you good at? What do you do back home in the States? What have you done in the States? Have you done sales? Have you done customer service? Uh, like me, for example, I'll give you my example. I sold insurance for many years. And once technology advanced and they made those VoIP phones, voice over internet phones, I was able to change my clients, like change them from calling my old cell phone to my new phone number. I just had to make sure all my clients knew. And I started using that new phone number, the VoIP phone number. And then with that, with internet, I was able to live anywhere in the world. That's what I did. So just take what you know, what you're doing, and see if you can turn it virtual. And if you can't do that, if you can't think about that, then one of the easiest remote jobs is like commercial service with a big company. I did a consultation with a guy the other day, and for you guys interested, I do consultations. So send an email to me or Instagram message. But his job was I think customer service for Weight Watchers. I was like, oh, that's interesting, you know. So he just answers calls from people on the program. So the customer service job is one of the easiest, and then anything that can be done remotely. If you have the ability, start applying. Go. There's one website called Flex Jobs. I believe you have to pay a small fee, but they have a lot of online job offers. Thanks again for the super chat. All right, we got another super chat. All right, I believe that's Sean. $5. Thank you so much. What's the best beach city in South America? Cartagena, Florianopolis, Rio, elsewhere? Oh, that's a good question. All right. Each one's different. I'll talk about each one for you. Cartagena. Cartagena for me, and I'm gonna give you my perspective, my opinion, is a great town for a visit, 3-day, 4-day visit, because it can kind of get overwhelming with the aggressive vendors. When everywhere we're walking, people are trying to sell you something. The beaches aren't. I mean, they're nice, but they're not the best in the world, right? There's better beaches out there. But definitely a great city to go visit. So definitely visit, and if you like it to live there, then do it. Florianopolis, that's a great like surfing town. I mean, they have so many beaches, and there's a lot of good surfing beaches in Florianopolis. That's what I hear. And actually, I saw the waves, man. They're incredible. I didn't swim in them because I'm not a surfer, but they're incredible. And they have other beaches too for all activities, swimming, that kind of stuff. Florianopolis was probably, to me, probably the safest city that I've been to in South America. I mean, even when I was staying in the Airbnb, the host told me, "Don't even worry about your cell phone. You can have it out in downtown." I stayed in the El Centro, downtown Florianopolis. Don't worry about it. Nothing will happen to you. You're fine. You know, so it's super safe. On the beaches too, super safe. You don't have to worry about people coming up and robbing you or whatever, like in Rio or even Cartagena. I know it happens a lot in Rio, the robberies on the beaches. So if you want a super safe city, Florianopolis is great. The only problem with that is it's better if you have a mode of transportation, a vehicle. The bus system works really well, but it takes a long time, like waiting for the buses, that kind of stuff. When I was in Florianopolis, I used the buses and the Google Maps. If you just choose public transportation, it pretty much tells you the exact time the bus is going to arrive and exactly location. So you just guys show up there and take the bus. So it's really easy to operate. But if you have a vehicle, you can appreciate it more. And also in Florianopolis, that's in the state of Santa Catarina, and that state has a lot of mountains. So many years ago, I used to go to Brazil a lot, and I used to go to Santa Catarina quite a bit. And the best time I had over there was when I rented a vehicle and just turned my back to the beach and drove to the mountains. Man, it's got lost in those those mountain pueblos. A lot of German influence. So when I was driving around those mountains, people approach me and speak to me in German first, and then Portuguese. You know, so Florianopolis is super cool, but it's kind of during the off season, it's kind of dead. I was there during the off season. It was kind of not many people around, especially in the beaches, kind of empty. During the peak season, January, I believe, February, it's crazy, a lot of people. So that's the negatives. And then on Rio, the in Florianopolis, the actual beaches, the swim is a distance. The way is need to have a car. In Rio, the benefit is the beach is right there on the city. So you got the beach right in the city. People are super friendly as well. But then you got the negatives of safety, the thefts, petty crime. Answer your question, go check them out, man. Go buy a plane, save your money, go buy a plane ticket and go check out each one. But I'm not a beach person. But if I had to choose to live somewhere, probably Florianopolis. I would. And I would have a vehicle and I would spend a lot of time in the mountains because I'm a mountain person. I love mountains. All right. Thanks, Sean, again for your super chat. All right. Let's see. Ruben Hernandez, I want to go to Colombia next summer. How do I contact you for your services? Send me an Instagram message or email. And that information is in the description of this video or all my videos, my last videos of past whatever amount of months. Just click more. The description comes down and shows how to contact me. And my email is very easy. contact@lifewithdavid.com. Let's see. David Vick, base lane, highly recommended. I hope you like. Yeah, so it seems like you went there. I guess you got a good. It worked out for you. Yeah, if you guys go to Baselanes, baselane.com/lifewithdavid, the website, or you go directly to him in person, just say you come from my channel. That helps out the channel a lot. But they're a good service. I wouldn't recommend any service that I don't think it's good. I like their way of teaching Spanish. And Baselane is a Spanish school, by the way. All right, so. All right, so I'm reading these comments here, trying to find someone I haven't answered yet. Old New York, yeah, I'm scared to get robbed in Medellin. It's a possibility. It happens. Petty theft is, a thing here. But if you're a typical person coming here and not doing the things that get most people in trouble, like the scary stuff where you actually die, you're just going out, you're following all my tips I give on my videos. And then, hey, it could be your number and someone pulls up on you with a knife or a gun. They say, give me your cell phone. Just give them your cell phone. Just give them the cell phone. Have it programmed in your head that I want to give this cell phone. And don't have any kind of information on there, like your bank account information, all that kind of stuff, that if someone gets it, it's going to hurt you. Or better yet, I think someone put here a burner phone. If you have a brand new iPhone 20, whatever it is out nowadays, come here to Colombia, go to a mom and pop cell phone shop, not meant to rhyme, and you can tell that they're the family owned cell phone shops because it's an open store and they have glass shelves or glass frame counters, and they have a bunch of cell phone covers, like all colors. Those are family owned stores. You just walk in, they sell cell phones. You get one for like $80, $100, a Samsung. I recommend getting a Samsung smartphone. And just get us, and within that same cell phone shop, you can actually get a SIM card, a Colombian SIM card, and they can actually upload a cell phone service from you. There's two main cell phone companies, Tigo and Claro. I use Tigo. So with them, you can just get a plan with Tigo. You pay 30,000 pesos, and that's for 1 month. That's $8. Or a week, I think, I'm not sure how much. I always get the 30,000, but obviously it's cheaper than $8 for a week. Right? So just do that and leave your iPhone in your apartment, like locked up or something. All right, let's see. I'm in Bucaramanga, always raining. It's raining now. That's crazy. I've been in Bucaramanga nice. I actually liked it. I liked it a lot. The best arepas I've eaten in Colombia, in Bucaramanga. What's the best way to find a good apartment in Colombia? In Medellin. I can talk about Medellin because that's what I know. But finding an apartment is one of the hardest things you can do here. I've been here over 6 years and it's so hard, but I can give you some tips. What I do is I just go on Airbnb. And then, and I'm not recommending anybody do this. This is what I do. I go on Airbnb, I check it out. If I like it, then I talk to the owner. Hey, how much would it cost off Airbnb? I do a deal with them. And this apartment, actually, the owners, I guess, are used to that, and they had a contract ready. So I just signed a contract with them for, and I told them the amount of months. I wanted 3 months here, so I signed a contract, and I pay monthly. That's what I do. And I'm paying a lot more for this apartment than I would for an agency. An unfurnished with no services, no internet. I have to get everything myself. It's gonna be a whole lot more cheaper that way than what I'm doing here. But it's just much more. It's so much a headache. And going through an agency here in Medellin, you have to have, I think, one or two co-signers that have to make double the amount of rent, and they got to sign over their property. And as a foreigner, and Colombians are super nice and everything, but for them to sign over their property for you to rent an apartment, that's a big ask. So, you know what I mean? And I don't like asking much from anybody, right? I like doing as much as I can on my own. So that's why I don't go through agencies. Another way is go through Facebook on the expat groups, and they say, "Hey, I'm looking for I'm looking for an apartment in these areas. Does anybody have anything?" But don't mention the price you're willing to pay, because I see people on those Facebook groups saying, "I'm looking for an apartment. I want to get one that's 3 million pesos or whatever, And guess what? I guarantee someone's going to have an apartment for 3 million pesos a month, you know. But because you gave the price, so don't tell the price. Just say, I'm looking for an apartment. I need a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. I like to be on a high floor. I like to be in Laureles or whatever. Give the information, but don't say the price. And then when those people reach out to you, there's a lot of scam artists on Facebook. Be careful. Never send money to them. They make the scam artists and these people here in Medellin. They'll say, "Hey, okay, for you to save the apartments, we got 5 other people interested in renting. Go. We need to send you. We need you to send us a Western Union or whatever PayPal of this amount of money, right? Or the first month's rent, whatever. Don't do it. I don't care. They could be honest. They could be telling the truth. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. I never give any money until I actually go and actually step into the apartment, check it out myself, meet the person, and then I exchange money to that person. Or better yet, I do Airbnb first, then I see the person. But if I was to do it on the Facebook group, I would say, okay, I'm here in Medellin. I want to check out some apartments, and then I talk to people on the private message. I set the time to go meet them. And during the day, bring a person if you're able to with you, and then you see the apartment, and if you like it or not, whatever. But there's a lot of people that fallen for these scams of sending money beforehand to reserve apartment. Anyways, let's move on to the next question. Um, oh, and then last part about the apartments, or you can walk around to the apartment buildings and knock on the doors to the doorman and ask the doorman, "Hey, are there any apartments here for rent?" directly with the owner. It's a lot of footwork, a lot of legwork, but that's what actual Colombians do. They do the groundwork and they go out there and they find the apartments themselves. It sucks. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just what it is. Again, whenever something doesn't make sense here, I would just say it's Colombia. All right. Is Santa Marta good for a 3-week vacation? I mean, girls, beach, party, not that pricey. First of all, if you like the beach, that's the first question. Do you like the beach? If you like the beach, then yeah, why not? But Santa Marta, if you like the beach, you like that lifestyle, I would say yes. Stay near El Centro, near Parque de los Novios, boyfriend girlfriend park, Parque de los Novios. Stay in that area. That's a nice area. They have nice restaurants in that park, and it's pretty safe to walk around there. And then when you're there for 3 weeks, you can go check out Tayrona Beach, which is the national park here in Colombia. You can go up to Minca, which is only 1 hour from Santa Marta. You can actually get a taxi, take you up there, in Uber, whatever. Stay in a hostel or a hotel or Airbnb up there in Minca. So yeah, I think you can get by with 3 weeks. You can actually do the walk to the Lost City, which I would never do because that's a lot of mosquitoes and heat and mud. And I think using the restroom in plastic bags, that's not for me. But people have done it and they've said good things. So let's see. Okay, I'm reading through these. All right, again, guys, I'm looking at these questions, but if you want me to make sure I don't miss a question, the super chats really helps. We have 143 people and 48 likes. Let's get these likes up, guys, so people can see that I'm live streaming, because I did not plan this. I just came on, and most other YouTubers, they give a little notice before. Like my friend Lena McLeod, she's always putting an announcement. Hey, join me on live stream. That's smart, but I'm too spur of the moment. Let's see. Mila Hawk saying, I only like Guadalajara a lot because it's the city I went in 2021 after hitting Medellin twice. And Medellin played out, David. Hey, man, that's your opinion. That's your choice. That's cool. If you like Guadalajara more than Medellin, more power to you. I personally, when I went to Guadalajara, the people were great. The food was good, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't really like it that much. I prefer Medellin, but that's just that's my opinion and my choice. So I think everybody should go out and see things for themselves and make their own decision. That's the smart thing to do. Let's see. Everybody's looking for an apartment. Just if you guys are coming to Medellin, especially for the first time, and if you're only coming for a short time, and when I say short time, it's like maybe in a month or 2 months or 3 months. That's short time. Just use Airbnb. Especially like going through an agency and having to buy all the furniture. If this is your first time coming to Medellin, Colombia, and you're thinking about staying here long term, don't get an apartment unfurnished and then you're buying all the furniture and the televisions and everything, because you might leave. And there's so many people on Facebook in the groups selling their stuff. They're always posting, "Oh, I'm having to leave, so here I'm selling this massive TV and this washer and dryer and this furniture." And guess what? You're gonna get hounded by a bunch of Colombians. And I love Colombians, and they're probably the best business people I've met, but they lowball like crazy. They're gonna offer you money that they're not afraid to offend with the prices they offer, right? They know you're having to leave. They think you're desperate, and then so don't even do that. Just go through Airbnb. The amount of savings you're gonna save between an Airbnb and an agency apartment, like apartment through agency unfurnished, is maybe like, after all the things, after services, after furniture, after everything, it might be $100 a month you save, $200, like converting pesos to a dollar, right? So that's just my advice. Yes, Amuru. Yes, contact me for a consultation. Email contact@lifewithdavid.com or Instagram lifewithdavid, lifewithdavid, and the under slash thing for consultation. David, will you ever go house hunting? I don't know. I don't know if I would ever. If I had a lot of money, then yeah, I'll buy an apartment here. But I'm not sure if I would buy an apartment here personally. And I would only buy an apartment here if I was going to put on Airbnb, and rent it out on Airbnb and have it as an income coming in. Because buying a place for me to live in, I mean, we saw what happened with the dollar, right? The peso. It was, when I first got here, it was 3,000. Then it went to 4,000. Now it's 5,000. So anybody that bought properties 3 or 4 years ago, whatever, when I got here, just from the peso losing value, you lost value on that investment. So if I had money and I want to invest in real estate, I would do it personally. I would do it in the States when the market goes better. Like, I'll wait for the market to go down again, because it's cyclical, right? So I was wait for that and take advantage. I didn't have money back in 2008. I wish I did. I saw so many people made a lot of money when they had cash that year, And actually, I was living in the Woodlands, Texas. I had a friend who works for ExxonMobil, and he actually was the guy who was planning the whole ExxonMobil building in the Woodlands, Texas. Basically, all the offices around the nation of the United States was going to come to the Woodlands, Texas, in this massive campus for ExxonMobil. And he told me, David, if you got money, start buying properties. And this was during the 2008 recession, when all the properties are going for pennies. I was like, geez, I don't have money and my credit's not that good at the time, whatever. That's personal reasons. I couldn't take advantage of it. But a lot of people took advantage, man. They paid so much money. So that's what I would do. Wait for that in the States and then invest if I was investing property. Okay. I'm confused. Do agencies not offer furnished apartments to rent? There are some. You can find some. There are some like luxury agencies that for furnished apartments. They're going to be very expensive though, very expensive. Um, like $2,000 a month, 25,000, $2,500 a month kind of price for here in Medellin, which for Medellin that's very expensive. One second. Okay, so let's see. Is it hard to get transport to and from the mountains around Medellin? Staying in Yolombo in the mountain above San Cristobal. Interesting. What made you choose that area to stay in? I haven't been to that area. I know San Cristobal. I have friends that live there, but is it easy to get transport to and from Sistine, Yolombo, in the mountains above? If you're able to get to San Cristobal from, I don't know how far Yolombo is to San Cristobal, actually the town, but if you're able to get to the town of San Cristobal where the church is, they have buses that go back and forth to Medellin. Um, you just have to learn the bus routes. That's one way to get there. The other way is just getting an Uber if you're close enough to the city. Um, Other than that, if you get taxi, like a number to a taxi company, like in San Cristobal, you can actually call them. And if you're not too far, again, I don't know how far that is from San Cristobal, they can come pick you up at the house and take you where you need to go. So, yeah, you have to do a little bit more research on that one. If for a consultation, what I would do is if like you hire me for a consultation, I would actually with you research it, go on Google Maps, find the area, and then figure out how you would get from there to Medellin. But right now on this live, it's kind of hard for me to do that. Okay, so $20, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ever thought of doing a collab with Colombian YouTubers like Roy King 50, Pais Landia, and Bogota are known to us for terrible food? Would you travel to other places, show off real food? Colombians are getting tired of sex patsfy. Okay, let me try to reread this again. Ever thought of doing a collab with Colombian YouTubers like Roy King 50? Paisalandia and Bogota are known for terrible food. Would you travel to other places to show off the real food? Okay, so yeah, answer the first question. Yeah, man. If they reach out to me, if our channels kind of connect, I guess, with the kind of same kind of audience, I guess I don't mind doing a collab. But I don't do a collab with just anybody. It has to make sense with my channel and their channel. And then I'm saying Paislandia, which means I guess Antioquia or Medellin and Bogota are known for terrible food. That's yeah, I think that's there's a common joke around Colombia about food from Medellin not being too good. I like the food here. I actually like it. Would you travel to other places to show off real food? I have traveled to other places. I went to Popayan and actually did some videos in their market, and I ate some very exotic food in Popayan. It was very exotic. And I've been on the coast, and the coast is really nice. I show the food there. But I don't really. I mean, I travel a lot, but on the channel, I'm mostly sticking to Medellin because that's what most people are interested in when they're watching my stuff. Okay. And Colombians are getting tired of sex patsfy. I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, and those people are paying the high price too. So, just gotta be careful, man. Just gotta be careful. All right. Okay. So thank you so much, David, for the 3,000 pesos. Where can I get a haircut in Laureles? Let me find my barber's location. One second. The problem is, I don't know. It's such a small spot that he doesn't have. Um, they don't have a name on their spot. Hold on. One second. If you go to let's see. One second. I want to find it. Animal X. This one. All right. Carrera Calle 80 and Calle 35 or Carrera 80 or 80 and Calle 35 in Laureles. Right there on the corner, there's gonna be actually two barbershops. One's called Mr. Cuts, and that's not my barbershop. You keep walking, and there's gonna be another barbershop, and it's right next to the waffle place. That's like the best I can say. Check them out. They're pretty good. I use my barber's name is Anderson. You know, doesn't speak English though, so you would have to, speak to him in Spanish. But I think there's another dude that speaks English there. His name is David as well. Speaks pretty good English, so you can go with him as well. Yeah, barbers here are hit and miss, man. One of my tips: I only go to a barber here in Colombia if their haircut is similar to my haircut. If they have like a what I call a classic haircut, because I see some barbers and they like here they'll cut the bangs, right? They'll cut these bangs off and make like a line here with the razor, or they'll do some other crazy haircuts, which is cool. That's their style, but that's not my style. And if I go with them, they may just actually one guy almost tried to cut my bangs off and do that razor thing. I had to stop him real quick. So my barber is really good about the classic cuts. All right, so we got another super chat. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You have your channel back again. Amazing, Davey. Amazing, Partisan. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a lot of hard work. That it took a whole week, but it was me first 3 days hounding YouTube on Twitter, and then finally, after kind of getting grosero with them, I was being very polite at first, but then I got kind of grosero, and then they responded really quick and helped me get my channel back. But the day after they responded, the actual hacker sent me a message on my WhatsApp. He had all my information, trying to get money out of me. Hey, how much you willing to pay to get your channel back? I didn't even respond. I wouldn't pay a red penny to someone who does that kind of stuff. I'd rather start 100% all over again, lose everything and start over again than give 1 penny to a person like that. No. All right. No way. Thanks, man. Got to go. Look forward to your next broadcast. Okay. Thank you, man. Take care. All right. Nice. Thank you so much for the super chat. So which Mexican cities would you feel comfortable living currently? Out of the Mexican cities I've been to, and if I had to go and choose a place to live, I would choose Mexico City, because Mexico City is big, a lot of things going on. There's enough chaos. Not as much here as Medellin, but there's enough depending on what part of the city you are. Right, I'm pretty sure if you go to some parts, there's a lot of chaos. Yeah, Mexico City, man, and then everything around Mexico City is pretty close, so that's where I would choose. The only bad thing about Mexico City is the earthquakes, I believe. That's on La Estrella. La Estrella is nice. They have some nice section. There's the park is really pretty with the church. A little bit far, a little bit out there, to get from La Estrella to other parts of Medellin, like Laureles in El Estadio. This part of Medellin, it's kind of far to get to, but it's nice. All right. I'm not sure if there's any English-speaking churches in Medellin. I'm not sure. I never searched for that. All right, so let's look through some questions. I'm trying to find it. Terrell, man, how you doing? And that reminds me, guys. Any kind of comments in my videos that say, hey, and they have my picture and like my channel name, but then like a Telegram phone number, and then saying hit me up and pointing up top. Ignore that. That's a scammer. I don't do that. I don't even own a Telegram. And on my channel, I would never put a phone number next to my channel name. Those are scammers in YouTube. They're all over the place, man. Just don't let these people make any kind of money or get any kind of access to you. Just ignore them, or better yet, report them. Okay. Oh, so I'll answer your question, Terrell. No, I never thought about moving to another city or town at this moment. I mean, I can't never say never. It could happen. But at this moment, I'm happy in Medellin with my routine. All right, let's see. See if I miss any super chats. That's okay. RBS asking about if I run a little biz in restaurants, Airbnb, and Medellin, what tax rates will the government charge you? Actually, I think the government, this new government, raised the taxes. I'm not up to par with it, so I can't answer your question exactly. But I know a lot of people. There was actually protests and manifestations in the city because the new this government raised the taxes on businesses. So if you're doing the restaurant like a little biz, just like a hobby, that's cool. But I would say try to make money. If you need to make money, try to find ways to make money outside of Colombia. Make money in dollars or euros or any kind of currency that's stronger than the peso. Okay. What about buying a house in Bejo, Medellin? What makes you want to go to Bejo? Like, do you know people there? Bejo, if you is not known to be very safe. I mean, if you know people there, like you have family or friends and you have connections there, then it might be safe for you. But if you're just a foreigner like coming to Colombia and never been here before and like don't know anybody, and then move into Bejo, you could pick the wrong spot, right? There's different gangs in Bejo that run different parts of the city, so that yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. If unless you know people, right? If you have connections over there. What do you think of this YouTube site, Medellin Dating? So that sounds like it's a dating company that tries to, I guess, matchmaking. I don't know. I never really researched them. I'm pretty sure they operate the way most matchmaking companies do, where they have a bunch of women that come to a room where you can meet them and stuff like that. Um, it depends on the price they're charging because you could just come here yourself and get involved in groups. You know, unless you're not able to move here. That's a problem. I don't know. I don't have any opinions. I don't know much about them. Yeah, the streets of Mexico City were very clean. And there's one part of Mexico City, I forget the name, but it was the part where Frida has her house. I forget the name, but I like that part. That part of the city was really I would if I was to go back, I'll probably live in that area. Okay, your channel name was showing up as Ark Invest in my feeds for 2 days. That was because the hacker took over my channel and changed my channel name to Ark Invest, I guess, to and then to do a live stream to try to scam people into investing. Like he was on the live stream, they're like saying if you invest $2, you get $4, $10, you get 20. Here's the link. We accept Bitcoin. That's the hacker. So they just changed the name to Ark Invest. They had Elon Musk, um, the Ark Invest lady, I forget her name, and another dude and I guess he's an investor too, a financial guy. So like to build trust, they took my channel. It was a big old scam. So that wasn't me, and I hope nobody fell for that scam. And actually, now that I know that scam, because this scammer is doing the exact same thing, he does the exact same live, and he has the exact same link, and it says we accept Bitcoin. When I see other YouTube channels that have that, I report it. I report it to YouTube so they can get off as quick as possible. Because that's not the YouTuber that YouTube channel got hacked. Or I've actually been seeing another that's I'm not sure if it's the same scammer doing different kind of live feed, but he's using Dave Chappelle. Like it's a Dave Chappelle channel, it only has like 2,000 subscribers, but it says Dave Chappelle and it has a live video of Dave Chappelle talking with someone else. But this guy, the hacker, is taking like he's recording live videos that's done by Dave Chappelle before. He's recording that and he's just uploading it on the YouTube channel and making it live so he can have in the chat. He has the chat blocked and he just has a link where you can go in and send the money to him. So what I report those people, man. Those guys are the scum of the earth. Coyoacan, there you go. Coyoacan is beautiful. That park is amazing with the church. So pretty. So Envigado or Laureles for a single guy, light drinker with $2,300 a month. Is that possible? I'm guessing you're asking, is that possible? Um, yeah, it's definitely possible. $2,300 a month is definitely possible. I would say I mean I lived off of when I was living in near Laureles, I was living off of $1,400 a month. I mean, not off. I had more money, but I was able to get by with $1,400 a month, 1,400. And when I was living in another part of the city that's less expensive, I was living for a time just only spending like $500 a month. That's including rent. So it's very possible. Just gotta, but I'm also not a big spender. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. I want to start travel blogs and a little bit afraid of Latin America. I want to start travel blogs, but I'm a little bit afraid of Latin American countries. You just gotta be kind of on your P's and Q's a little bit more, like be aware of your surroundings when you have your cell phone out or your camera out. Me, when I used to travel, like when I used to walk around the streets and film around the streets, if I kind of felt like it was in a bad situation, I'll put my camera, which is not that big, just a GoPro. I would put my camera in my pocket, and then when I felt kind of safe, I would take my camera out and talk to the camera. So you've got to be aware of your surroundings. Let's see. Yeah, Kathy Wood. That's the ARK Invest person. It's getting dark. It gets dark here around 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's crazy, man. I remember last time I went to the States, and in the States, it gets dark all the way up to like 8 o'clock. 8 or 9 o'clock is still daylight. That's crazy to me now. I miss that. You can get so much more done with more light. Someone old New York is asking, what about webcam girls? Can I trust them from Medellin? I don't know. I can't say that all girls that do that are bad. I mean, maybe they might try to be making money, and that's actually not illegal here. It's legal here in Colombia. So it might be someone here that's just trying to make money. I think they're able to block Colombia, the country, so none of their family and friends can see them. But again, I don't know, man. You just gotta. That's you. That's for you to talk to that individual person and see if you can trust or not. But it's like anything else. If you go to a store or a grocery store or to a restaurant, and there's a cute girl and the girl's being nice to you, it's because that's her job. Most of the time, that's her job. Like she has to be nice to you because you're the client and she's the worker, right? She's the worker at the restaurant. But some guys see that as, oh man, she likes me. She's being nice to me. I'm gonna flirt back with her. Or the bartender, whatever, is like kind of being nice to you. Most times, that's just her job. So this webcam girls, they could just be nice to you because that's their job. That's what they do for a living. That being said, I know people who've met their girlfriends or partners at restaurants that like they were the clients and that she was the waitress. It could happen, but the majority of the time they're being nice to you because that's their job. Hope that makes sense. But if this person, another little point on that, webcam girl or any girls or anybody, guys too, if you haven't met them in person or you just met them and they're asking for money, hey, I need money, I need help, I need this, I need that, big red flag. Don't do it. Don't send them money because they're asking that same questions like 5 other people. Is $40,000 for a condo in Medellin possible? Yeah, especially with the price of dollars at right now, for sure. It might not be in the nicest part. It probably won't be in Poblado or like the nice part of Laureles, but in the other parts of the city, for sure. Yep, I agree. Yep. Bro, you guys need to calm down and stop treating women abroad like they're easy girls. 100%. Thank you for saying that. I agree with you. For example, and I guess I'll make videos on this, but actually the video I made, the last video I made didn't get a lot of views because it went out because during the time that the hack was in my channel was ARK Invest. It was a video I made before I got hacked. And then when YouTube unterminated my channel, it went out right away. And that was the video talking about the safest date in Medellin, like the safest date idea. Gosh, where was I going? Easy girls. Yeah, okay. So that's where I remember I was going. These guys, there's some guys coming over here. They might not be looking for that kind of stuff. Might not be what I guess you call sex pats, whatever. They might be normal guys, but back in the States, they a first date, you meet a girl on the Tinder. I haven't been back to the States in 6 years. I don't know how it works over there anymore. But maybe over in the States, you match with a girl on Tinder, say, hey, let's go get some drinks at nighttime. Let's go to a bar, let's get some drinks. And I think that's actually quite common in the States because if you just go for drinks, you can have one drink and leave, right? But here in Medellin, you don't do that. Don't do that. for example, I asked my girlfriend about that. If you met a guy online, you know, obviously if she was single, she wasn't with me. If you met someone online like Tinder, whatever, and then the guy's asking you to go out for drinks at nighttime, would you go? And her first right away she said, "No, I wouldn't. That's crazy. Why would I do that? I don't know the guy, you know, because that's not safe. It's not safe for her, right? Because for here, the females have to take care of themselves too. You know, good girls don't just go out with the guy they met online to go out for drinks at nighttime. You go during the daytime for lunch, right? Or go for ice cream or go for a cup of coffee in the daytime. But again, I'm not sure how it works in the States, but I guess going out with a girl to a bar, drinks, you guys hit it off, you go back home. Um, Good girls here most likely won't do that. Um, so not all girls or those girls are going to be easy here. And of course, there are easy girls here, and there's easy girls everywhere in the world. Any country you go to, you can find easy girls. But there's a lot of good girls who are not easy. So don't come here. Like I think I heard one guy. I heard this one girl complain about this. She stopped going to Poblado. It's a Colombian girl, like a girl that I know. She stopped going to Poblado, like Parque Jerez, because she was tired of the foreigners, expats, or not expats, tourists, walking up to her and asking her how much. Come on, Jesus, come on. Are you kidding me? And now on the forums and like the about Medellin on the Facebook groups, now they say that Parque Jerez is the red light district. That's not true. Parque Jerez is not the red light district. It's not like Amsterdam's red light district. Parque Jerez, before all this tourist stuff was happening, it was a very nice place to go. It was like a super nice, cool place to go with your friends, your girlfriend, your family to go dancing. But now it's becoming sketchy and raunchy because guys are coming over here trying to hook up with street girls or street workers, and those street workers know these guys are looking, these tourists, so they're going, like they're coming from other parts of the city or other parts of the country and coming to Medellin, or going from other parts of the city of Medellin to Parque Jerez because that's where the honey's at. So now it's becoming that raunchy kind of thing. It's not good. So, oh yeah, so I guess my point is, don't be that guy that thinks every girl is easy here in Colombia. They're not. There's a lot of good girls here, man. All right, so let's see. So we got 172 people on the chat right now are live and only 88 likes. Let's get these likes up, guys. I'm giving you a lot of knowledge here, I think. Okay, let's see. So the next question. If I miss y'all's question, super chat, way I can make sure I see it. Let's see. A friend lives in La Castellana. She recommended I could find a place to rent there. You think $1,800 a month is decent living? Yeah, $1,800 a month is, you can live here for sure. Yeah, and save a little bit. If you can make more money, better. If I don't know who your friend is, if it's a really good friend, but if it's just a person you just met online, or you don't really know very well, and she's saying, "Hey, I can help you out to rent." Okay, I found a place. Send over money. Again, like I said before in the live, don't send any kind of money until you actually seen the place. You know. All right, cost of things: internet, food, rent, transportation. Uh, all right, so we got a super chat. I'll get back to that question first. Most important thing is the super chats. Those are the people that are helping support the channel, and I really appreciate you guys. Uh, Young Viking, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. What's your thoughts about Venezuela and the women there? I've never been to Venezuela. My buddy Ace Live is over there right now in Caracas. I have no idea how you got the visa. I thought Americans couldn't go, but obviously that's not true. Americans can go. You just got to just go through the process of getting the tourist visa. My barber is from Venezuela, and he actually went back to Venezuela recently. When I got my haircut, he was telling me about it. And his city, where he's from, was a big city. I forget the name of it, but he said it was a ghost town. It was like The Walking Dead, you know. Um, it's sad because like obviously a lot of people left the country to go find a better life somewhere else, because what's going on over there. So that's sad that that's happening over there. The women, again, women anywhere in any country, there's good and bad, So I have friends that are females from Venezuela, are super educated. They have very good jobs, they're good girls, make a great partner. And I've heard of bad women in Venezuela. Same thing here in Colombia. Same thing in any country. Same thing in the States. So foreign people in Colombia are seen as utility. Depends on the foreigner, right? So there's an expression called what, marrano. So if you're a marrano, what's a marrano? Marrano is a pig, right? But they use a pig to put money in. They put their coins in, then they break the marrano, take all that money out. So if you're known as a marrano, man, it's just a way to take money out, take money. So it's not everybody, but there are some people, and again, in any country, that could take advantage of you. They take you take they, if you're easily taken advantage of, they're going to take advantage of the situation and take as much money from you. That's just what it is, you know. And don't come over here with the savior complex, thinking, oh, they're poor Colombians, oh, poor country. No, 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 no. No, no, and then you're thinking like, oh, it's so cheap. Like a lunch costs $2. What's this? That's nothing for me. If you give a hand, they're gonna take your arm. But that being said, if you want to help out, help. And it's like the old expression: when you lend money out, you always lend money out, not expecting it to come back, right? So just again, I've been here 6 years, man. I have friends. I have really good friends, are Colombians, and never have they come up with me and say, "Hey, Dave, I can't pay my rent. Hey, this and that." No. One time, one of my first friends I met here, she owns a business and she needed to get a loan really quick because before Christmas was happening, she had to buy some more mercancía, more merchandise, and so she needed a loan. The bank was kind of slow. She said, "David, can I get this loan? If you loan it to me, I'll pay you the interest. 10% interest." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, because I already known her for 4 years. She's never asked me for anything before. We've gone out. She's even invited me for things like food, whatever. And I lent it to her, and then she bought her merchandise, and after Christmas, she paid me back the loan with interest. So, but there's so many people that come here and they just get taken advantage of right off the bat. And people, and there's not everybody, but some people here see that as opportunity to, have a marrano. I got me a marrano, hook, line, and sinker. you know. Dave, you're a G. My mom's from Comuna 1. All right, man. I lived in Comuna 1. What part of the city? Comuna 13. Okay, yeah. I lived in Comuna 13 for a little bit. Not high up though, near the metro. Okay, I'm sorry if it's getting dark here, guys. I would go turn on the light, but it's kind of far from me. So I apologize for the video quality. But we have 177 people and only 110 likes. See. All right. So any super chats, man, I'll get right to it. Otherwise, I gotta look for a question. If I miss your questions, I apologize. Super chat's the best way for me to see it. All right. Okay. So question: how do travel YouTubers stay safe while walking and recording? Do you get in contact with locals or have friends walk with you while recording? Is there a social media group where content? David, could I fly in Medellin from both? Okay. So I already answered that question before, but I'll do a quick answer. Just gotta be aware of your surroundings. If you feel like you're in a sketchy situation, put your camera away. When I walked around, I didn't have nobody with me, so that's just it. You guys be aware of your surroundings, aware of your surroundings. And when I was filming, I was always looking around. People made fun of me in my videos, but that's just because I have a camera out, and that's giving papaya, man. It's being a target. When I don't have my camera, I'm not looking around like a crazy man, like super paranoid. I'm walking, I'm scanning my horizons, but not like this. I'm with my eyes. I'm looking with my eyes, like around me. One second, what happened? I lose the camera. Yeah, I lose the camera, guys. Tell me in the chat. One second. One second. Hold on. I'm gonna get this camera back. There it is. Wow, what the heck happened? Ha! That was weird. Okay, so we're back. That was funny. Okay, but I had time to turn the light on, so now you guys can see me better. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I went dark for a moment, man. That's it's like a evil villain story. He went dark. He went dark. One second. Okay. What's up, Curtis? How you doing, man? Okay, so let's go. So no camera. Okay, we got back on. It's by. All right, so we're gonna. One second. Do I recommend Savaneta? I stayed in Savaneta for a little bit. I did some videos while I was out there. Yeah, it's nice. Savaneta is nice. It's super safe. I recommend staying by the park. The closer you can get to the church, the better. The Savaneta is in the park. They're always doing activities, man. They're always having concerts, dancing, festivals. The only bad thing about Savaneta is it's so far from everything, so far from the rest of the city. But it's close to Poblado if you like Poblado. All right, so we got super chats here. Kenneth, I appreciate you, man. I'm looking to rent an apartment around $500, $800 a month. I'm thinking of somewhere in Vigalo. I like quiet areas, gym close by, supermarket nearby. What areas would you recommend? Quiet areas. And I'm guessing, like, since you said gym and supermarket, that kind of stuff close by means you like to walk because the quiet areas will be up in the mountain in Vigalos, but it's not very walkable. So you need a vehicle or Uber to go. Um, quiet areas. Magnolia in Envigado is a very nice area. Dorado, the neighborhood Dorado, 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 yeah, it's a nice area, and that's near the main park. So it's kind of far from the main park, so it's more quiet. But if you want chaos, you go to the main park, man. It's nice there. I like Envigado, so I would recommend those areas for sure. But when you search for apartments, don't say the price. Just have them tell you the price first, or look on Airbnb. All right, next super chat. Let's see. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. The family-friendly business moved to Provenza. The paramilitary run Parquilleras nightlife. Foreigners are unaware of that. Okay. I don't know. I didn't know about the paramilitary run Parquilleras. I'm not sure. I don't go Parquilleras very much, but yeah, Provenza is nicer. It's not as raunchy, but it's funny because Provenza is only like 2 blocks from Parquilleras. It's weird how that works, but yeah. Okay. David, have you seen Medallo City videos? I've not seen that. I have not seen those videos. Okay, one second, one second. Let's see if I see any questions here. Ask me questions, guys. This live is all about answering questions. And if I miss your question, I apologize. Where would you relocate if you had to? Bogota or Cali? Cali. If I had to choose between Bogota or Cali, I would choose Cali. One, because when I was there, my experiences went in both cities. The people in Cali were just nicer, like very welcoming, friendly. The weather's nicer. It doesn't not as cold and it doesn't rain that much, as much as Bogota. Um, the food's good. They dance salsa. Cali's the salsa capital of the world, man. So they dance salsa there, and yeah, I would pick Cali for sure. But go check out both places. Okay. Okay, I don't understand the 90-day or 180-day tourism visa. I see that I can extend my 90-day stay, but if I do that to 100 days, 180 days to December. So basically, the way it works is you get right when you come to the airport, you get a stamp on your passport. That's the tourist visa, and that gives you 90 days here in Colombia. You can stay a total of 180 days within the calendar period from January to December. So say you come in whatever, January, you go to March. And if you want to extend it, you have to go online and you just Google how to extend my Colombian tourist visa, Colombian tourist visa extension. Just Google that. There's a lot of websites that actually give you step by step how to do it online, follow the steps. And then you get an email back from the immigration saying it's been approved. And when it's been approved, that's when you pay. And I think it's like I don't know, 100,000 pesos, five, 20 and $18. I'm not sure for the extension. And then you get another 90 days. But after that, before that 90 days is up, the total 180 days, you got to leave the country. You can't stay longer than 180 days within the counter period. Then you can come back in January and you restart the clock. That's how it works, man. Hopefully I explain it. Man, Malahuk, I apologize, but you're just talking the same thing over and over again. So I'm gonna have to hide you, brother. I apologize. All right. Let's see. So can't see. Can you guys see me and hear me? Okay. I think okay. I think now is good. Yes. Okay. Good. 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 All right. So yeah, man. If you guys on the chat, like as this channel grows, I'm pretty sure. Like so far, it's always been cool, and everybody's been cool in the chat. But if I see people kind of being annoying and repeating the same thing over and over again, or attacking other people, that kind of stuff, I'm gonna put you in timeout, and then I'll put you in timeout a few times. You keep on doing it, I'm gonna just take you off, man. So gotta be right firm, right? So all right, let's see. Dimiango, what's up? I remember you. Hello, no question, but just saying hi. I've been your fan since 100 subscribers. I don't know if you. Of course, I remember you. Your brother's a YouTuber. What's his name? He's did Colombian videos as well. What was your brother's name? I forget his name. I apologize. But yeah, yeah, appreciate you. Thank you so much from Africa. Let's see, David Marwa. There you go, Marwa. Yeah, yeah, I remember Marwa. And now he's traveling all over the place. Good for him. David, what about the tap water? Is it safe to drink? Yes, in Medellin, it's safe to drink tap water. But there are parts of Colombia where just don't even drink it. Like on the coast, don't drink the tap water. Get bottled water. Small pueblos around, like small towns in Colombia, be careful. Ask before. If you have any doubt, just get bottled water. But like major cities like Bogota, Medellin, I'm not sure about Cali. I don't know. I don't know about Cali, but Medellin and Bogota definitely can drink the water. David, how do you like Cartagena compared to Medellin? Cartagena, for me, in my opinion, is hot and humid. I don't like hot and humid. I'm from Houston, Texas, so I was born and raised over there. I don't like it, So that's the one main thing. Um, and then after that, the vendors are very aggressive in Cartagena. Um, but there's nice people. The people who are not aggressive vendors are super nice people over there. Very, very alegre, very happy, right? Costeños are super happy. I remember I went on a chiva. Chivas are those colored buses that play music. I think it was in Cartagena or Santa Marta, I forget. But we went on a chiva, and as we were going around, man, people in the streets were just dancing to the music that was playing on the chiva. A lot of fun, a lot of good times. What's up, Dave? I'm in Medellin right now. Going to be depressed when I get back to New York. Yeah, man, New York's cold right now, right? Well, we're in November. Jeez, I forget what it's like to have seasons. I don't remember seasons anymore. It's all one season over here. Well, what's the best way to ship Christmas gifts to Medellin from US? I can tell you one thing: Amazon ships here to Medellin or to Colombia now, and oftentimes, if you do the whole buy $35 or more on the purchase, and when you have more than $35 worth of items in your purchase, it's free shipping. So I would say the best way is to buy on Amazon is get the people's email or addresses and send it to them. I'm not sure if Amazon will Christmas wrap it for you, but that would be the best way to send gifts. And if you have gifts to send DHL works here, FedEx works here, but I think it's pretty pricey. We got 166 people here. You guys are staying pretty solid. Appreciate you guys. Let's get some more likes up though. So it's going on pretty long this live. Let's see what updated. Do you work for an American company? Do you get paid in pesos or dollars? Now I work. What I'm doing right now is my work, man. YouTube. It wasn't this way the whole time. It was a hard grind. I've been doing this since 2020, and now we're in 2022. Now we're in 2022, going 2023. Can't believe it. And I'm not making much money. Like what I'm making here on YouTube, I couldn't live in the States, but I could live here in Colombia. That's the benefit. And basically, through my consultations, that helps me out. And of course, I'm helping people out with the information I know. So by consultations, YouTube, and then hopefully in the near future, sponsor videos by companies. Sasha, what's up, man? Smash the like button. What's up, Sasha? Check out his channel. He has a finance channel. We actually did a course together on how to do YouTube, course. I met him in that course a long time ago. I joined it during the pandemic. I think a lot of people during the pandemic sit in their apartments and not know and do their life because me, I couldn't do my job. What I was doing at that time was insurance. So I bought a course, pretty expensive actually, on how to do YouTube. Sasha did as well. And guess what? We followed 0 steps of those courses. And I think out of the most people in the through the course, we are probably doing the better ones. I think there's another lady that does cruises, Emma on cruises. She has a pretty good channel as well. But yeah, man, Sasha, I'm happy you're doing well. Happy to see you in the live. All right, so super chat. I appreciate you, Sam. Thank you so much, man. Is it complicated to open a Colombian bank account? Okay, so officially to have a Colombian bank account, you need to have a Colombian ID, which is called a cédula, right? That's officially what's supposed to happen. Unofficially, pretty much is Colombia. So you can get almost anything done if you know the right people. So if you know the right people, or if you depending on who you're talking to at the bank and what day and what is, you could. There are people who've gotten bank accounts with their passport. That officially that's not supposed to happen. I've heard of people getting bank accounts with only their passport by going through some people that offer the service. And basically what they're saying is, okay, my client's looking to buy a property to get a visa. The first step to get the visa is getting a bank account with a bank. So it's kind of like a loophole, a lie, basically, to get the bank account. But honestly, if you're only opening the bank account just to have money over here, I'm finding that just pulling from from the ATMs is working just fine. Just get a bank account if you're from the States, find a bank like Charles Schwab, Capital One 360, who doesn't do foreign transaction fees, and just get an account with them. Put the money you need to move over to Colombia and just pull from the ATM. If you have Charles Schwab, they refund the ATM fees, so it's actually better. You know. Okay. But those are the ways to get a bank account for sure. And you need a bank account if you're going to be having a business, that kind of stuff over here for sure. All right. So up next, super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. How can I get a consultation from you, bro? I will give you some business for sure. You always helped us gringos out. I appreciate you, man. In the description of this video or any of my videos is ways to contact me. You can send me an Instagram message or an email. My email is contact@lifewithdavid.com. Contact@lifewithdavid.com. And then we can set up a consultation time, schedule a date, Zoom call. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Okay, I think we got a troll up in here. So man, I had moderators before, but I guess they're not in the live right now. Okay. So if you guys see anybody trolling this, let me know. Like, make a comment. All right, Shasha, I'll make you a mod. Let's see, add moderator. You got it. I got Sasha as the mod. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right, we got a regulator up in here. Dan Kaz is trolling. Boom. Appreciate you, Sasha. Are you planning? A good question. Are you planning to move back? I'm moving back to the States. I can never say never. All right, never know. But in this time right now, um, I don't see myself going back to the States. It's just not for me. Like every time I go back, it's a reverse culture shock. And when I was living there, when I would go travel other parts of the world, and I would come back, I would always say to myself, "Why am I coming back?" I just didn't. Just for me, the culture wasn't for me, right? So, and I've been to many parts of the States. It just didn't click. But who knows? I mean, the culture back when I was growing up as a kid, man, I loved it, but things are just changing. All right, how do you feel about the Paul Nugent situation? Paul Nugent's the guy who got killed over here. I didn't really look into much into the situation, but what I heard was it was his first time coming to Colombia. Actually, his first time traveling outside the country, and it's super sad. So it could have been being a little bit naive, like I talked about in the beginning of the live stream. In the States, maybe go on a first date out for drinks, someone you never met before, you met them on Tinder is a common thing. But here in Colombia, don't do it. It's not, you're risking your life. And there's these groups, it's not girls, it's not just girls, these are groups, like gangs or organized groups that are doing these scams, and they've become very good at it, right? You might think you can get by or watch your drink, but they know ways to slip that into your drink or wherever, and then you're risking your life. So don't do it. And so Paul Newt, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for his family. I feel bad for anybody that happens to, regardless of the situation, what they had in mind. That's why I say, if you're coming here to Colombia, like I'm not saying Paul was doing that. I don't know his situation. I don't know him, but just in general, if you're coming here just to get like have, I call it get your rocks off or whatever, or to just hook up with people, go to the establishments that are safe, right? There are establishments out here that you know they want their paying customers to return. you know don't don't if you're only here for like a couple of days or a week or whatever and is doing that, just go to the establishments if that's what you want. If you're here to meet good girls are probably not going to go back home with you that first night to do that kind of stuff over here. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, I feel bad for him and his family. Okay, that's a good question. Should I have my hair dyed going to Colombia just to avoid being spotted as a gringo at the very first glance? All right, so here in Colombia, they have all shades. It's as light skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, people, to as dark skin as dark. There's all shades here in Colombia, right? It's very well mixed. I think the only time you're gonna really, really, really stick out as a foreigner, like based on physical attributes, is if you're like blonde hair, blue eyes, 6'5", like Norwegian dude. You know what I mean? Then that guy's a foreigner. But if you dress the part, you dress like a local, you act like a local when you walk around, that kind of stuff. You're not speaking too loud in English, then people might think that you're a Colombian. The guy who owns the restaurant right here I go to eat lunch sometimes, he has blonde hair, blue eyes. He's totally paisa. Yeah, what you wear is more telling. Exactly, exactly. Or if you're Asian, that's right. Well, there are, well, yeah, I would say Asian would stick out, but there are Asian like families who've moved here generations ago, and they have kids, and those kids are Colombian, like they speak paisa, and they're, but you know so but it's not as common. Let's see. Do not wear Crocs. Yeah, don't wear Crocs. And actually, I saw a girl. Stop with the mothers. Why do Colombian men have? Okay, that's a good question. Um, Actually, I saw a Colombian girl the other day with Crocs, and actually with the little decoration that they started doing in the states. So it's happening here, but not as much as in the states. I went back for 3 years ago to visit my family. My little niece, she was wearing Crocs with all those little pin things you can pin on. I'm like, what is that? What are you doing? Oh, that's the style. It's a new style. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on with the style here? I remember I went to the mall in the mall in the I went to a shoe store in the mall and it looked like a bunch of clown shoes everywhere, like all these colors, like fluorescent colors, and like these. Like, what the heck's going on with the style here? But whatever. I guess I'm getting old. Yeah, hour and a half on the live. I can't believe it. I haven't done a live in a long time, but you guys are still here and still asking me questions. So I have a pot belly 5'7". Should move to Colombia with blend in right. You'll be fine. There's people with pot bellies and also people with six packs for sure. And people in good shape, especially the people that live up in the like where they have to climb the mountains all the time. They have a lot of carbs here. So much carbs in Colombia, but they stay in shape. All right, so do you prefer Colombia over Brazil? I feel like Brazil has more opportunities and is just better than Colombia in general. Mm, I like Colombia because of the chaos. I like Colombia because you go out in the streets and you see the vendors selling empanadas like everywhere, like people like walk in the streets, that kind of stuff. And in parts of Brazil I went to, I didn't see that as much. It is there, but not as much as Colombia. I haven't been to Rio in a long time. It's been maybe 9 years, and I can't really remember very well how it was. But when I recently went to Colombia, the south of, I'm sorry, Brazil, um, more people drove cars, not as many people walked as here in Colombia. But compared to Brazil, compared to the States, Brazil every day, all day. Mm. The people in Brazil are super nice. I think in Brazil, I think it'll be easier to make friends, like genuine friends in Brazil than here in Medellin, possibly. Because when I was in Brazil in Sao Paulo, I was eating at a table by myself. I was having a sandwich at this famous sandwich shop, and this group of people saw me, a group of four, I think two couples, whatever, and they say, "Hey, do you want to come and join us?" I'm like, I looked at them like, "Whoa, that's weird. Why did they ask me to join them?" And I went and joined them. They spoke English, and I talked to them. Afterwards, they invited me out. Hey, we're gonna go to this bar. You know, it was during the daytime too. It wasn't at nighttime. I'm gonna go to this bar. You want to join? I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, so I got a good vibe from them, and it worked out. Here in Medellin, if I'm sitting by myself, most likely nobody's gonna say, "Hey, you want to come join us?" Unless they're trying to scam you or hurt you or get money from you. You know, the normal Colombians, when they see someone sitting by themselves, they, here in Medellin, I'm not sure about other parts of Colombia, won't go and say, "Hey, come to join us." You know, it's different. That took me by surprise when I was in Brazil. A good surprise. So Brazil is up there. I would definitely live there for sure. Okay, so Paul saying I just moved to Medellin Friday. Can you be a foreigner? Sign up for SmartFit. They asked me for some idea I don't know about. I believe you can. Yeah, I believe you can. I think you can just give him your ID from your states, like your driver's license from the states, wherever you're from. That should work. They just want an ID that like pull you up in the system, and then you sign up online. So you go on their website and sign up with them. Let's see. Have you been to Parque Solado? And yeah, I've been to Parque Solado in Vigo. I actually went there the other day with my girlfriend and her family. It's a very nice park. It's a nice park to go chill. Like it's not big. You walk around it. It takes about 20 minutes to walk around it. But then what we did was, they served lunch there. We ate lunch and then we brought Uno. We played Uno, just playing card games and hanging out. It's a good place to parchar, which means hang out. Let's see. Are Colombians nicer to gringos because of interest? or to anyone. No, no, the good Colombians, good people are just nice. They're just gonna be nice to you. You know, they're be inviting and friendly. Um, but there's good and bad people everywhere. So he's got, watch out for that. Let's see. And yeah, can you share places with trails or hiking in and around Medallo? So the first place I can think of is Tres Cruces. Go either Saturday or Sunday in the morning, as early as 5 in the morning, and don't show up later than 11 o'clock in the morning because after 12 it gets empty, and when it's empty, it's kind of dangerous. So that's one place. Other place is Parque Arvi, which you can get there going to the metro station Acevedo, take the cable car up. It costs like I think 15,000 pesos for the entrance, and then you go for a guided tour. So get there early, earlier the better, and you pay for a guided tour, and they take you on a hiking tour, like 3 hour hiking tour. Are the locals watching the World Cup or ignoring because they didn't qualify? No, they were definitely watching, 100%. They're definitely watching. They're actually, my barber was complaining about the times, man. You have to wake up at certain times to see certain video games, but they're definitely watching for sure. Can you buy a one-way ticket to Colombia? I wouldn't recommend it because most of the time, officially, you're supposed to have a ticket leaving the country, like already bought. So when, at immigration, they can ask for that, and then if you don't have it, then you're kind of messed up. Or actually, when you go check in for your flight attendant, the flight person, the airline person will say, "Where's your ticket to get out of the country?" What I do is I use Orbitz.com, the application Orbitz, and then they give cancellation up to 24 hours. So before I go to the airport, I just buy a ticket on Orbitz and make sure it's not a discount airline. It's a normal airline like United, American Airlines, the normal ones, not the discount, because discount they don't do this. And then I just buy that, and then after I arrive to Medellin, within the 24 hours, I just go and cancel it. I show that to and what I do is I buy it and I print out the itinerary, or actually I take a screenshot of the itinerary on my cell phone. I show it to them, and that usually works. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate you. You didn't have a question. I don't see a question, but okay. So I see your question below it. So good thing I caught that. If you guys do super chats, make sure you type the question in the super chat. But I got your question here. So for a single woman, which is the safest, best in your opinion? Medellin, Panama City, Mexico City, or Merida? Merida, perhaps. Hmm. The safest and best. Man, it's a good question. I know I have friends, single friends, females who foreigners who come to Medellin. They loved it. They joined a co-working spot in Laureles. They go out to eat. They go dancing. They have a good time. They take salsa classes. So they had all my friends who are females and single. They never had any complaints about being here. So come to Medellin, check it out. Panama City. Mm, I mean, Panama is nice. I mean, I would say either Medellin or Mexico City. I don't know Merida. Merida, I know is on the beach. I have friends from there, my Mexican friends from Merida, but I've never been there. But I would say either Medellin or Mexico City would be really cool to check out for a single female or for a single male. You know, hope I answered your question. Okay, so Alvaro's asking, is there a place where I can rent a room in a family's house in Dominicans do that some places. That's not really common here in Medellin, unfortunately, but you can find an Airbnb and just do private room. But make sure you look at the comments to make sure in the comments they're saying, "Oh, Doña no sé quién, no, Doña Flores or Doña Pereira. She's so nice. Like she that makes great breakfast." Like making these comments about the family, like, "Oh, uh, Sonia and her mother are so welcoming." If they have those kind of comments, it shows that you're staying in a family's house because a lot of people here in Medellin or in Colombia, they get a house like with 5 bedrooms and they rent out every bedroom to foreigners, like the travelers. So you could be that's the place I stayed in when I first arrived. I stayed in a shared room and it was 5 bedrooms. It was every bedroom was with a traveler, so it was cool for me because I made friends and I didn't need to learn Spanish. But if I wanted to stay in a family house, I just look at the comments and make sure it's talking about the family being very nice. All right, I'm gonna answer a few more questions and then we're gonna call it quits because we've been going for Stephanie. No worries, no worries. Appreciate it. I'm happy to help. We're gonna call it quits in a bit, but I'll answer a few more questions. So if anybody has any dying question you want to ask me, super chat's the way to do it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna scroll really quick and see. Let's see. How hard is it to find a remote US based job when living in Colombia? I don't know. I think depends on you and your qualifications, but start looking. There's a website called Flex Jobs that does that. You just Google remote jobs and go on those websites that you know you can find that. Go on Indeed and look for remote jobs on Indeed. And now the little tip is go on LinkedIn and try to search for recruiters and then reach out to recruiters with your resume and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a remote job. Here's my qualifications. Do you have anybody needing someone like me?" That's a little inside tip because I did recruiting for like 6 months. So I may they reach out to all. That's what I would do. I'd reach out to all the recruiters, pass out my resume or my hoja de vida, whatever like they say in Colombia, and then now you got people looking for you. So do that. All right, so I saw a super chat up top. Don't want to miss it. Hold on. Here's it, Chuck. Best hotel for first visit to Medellin. Okay, so about hotels here in Colombia, there's not many big franchise hotels here, especially in Medellin, because of all the things that happened in the history in the 80s, 90s, whatever. So a lot of the franchise hotels didn't establish themselves here, but there are some hotels. So if you want to stay in Laureles, there's this one hotel right next to the Segundo Parque Laureles, the second Parque Laureles. I believe it's called Intu, with Inntu. I never stayed there, but I've had people that have stayed there and they like it. And then there's also in Poblado, the what's that one place called? Is the Dan Carlton. It's the Ritz. Is a sister hotel of Ritz Carlton, and it's not expensive. And you're staying in like a Ritz Carlton kind of hotel. Again, I never stayed there, but I've heard good things about it. There's a park right next to Dan Carlton that's called the Presidential Park. Don't walk in that park at nighttime. During the daytime, it's safe. At nighttime, there's been a lot of robberies there and other stuff. So be careful. It's a very pretty park, and it's very tempting to walk in there at nighttime, but don't do it. Sasha's asking, how come you keep coming back to Colombia instead of roaming other countries? I did roam a little bit when I tried to do the whole travel YouTube kind of thing, YouTubers kind of thing, and that was exhausting. When I went to Mexico, I was staying like in each city like 3 days at a time. I have a friend that's a travel YouTuber. She stays within a country like for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. She's moving on constantly, and that's just exhausting. And then if you do slow travel, where it's 3 months, on the visa, and then you're moving, some people love it. I don't. I like being established, having a routine, having my restaurants. I like going to eat, having my grocery stores, having the gym I like going to. I guess maybe if I was in my 20s again, I would do it. But now I'm later and like 39, going to be 40 soon. I don't know. Maybe that might be the reason. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just having my routine. But I do get the itch every 5 years or so. I start getting the itch to go do something else or go see something else. So I'm starting to get an itch to go travel again, but not. I don't think I would move to another country because I just love Colombia. I love the people, the culture, the chaos. I love the cost of living. It's just inexpensive here. Um, but mostly the culture, like just I don't know, just the culture. I like it here. Um, but I wouldn't mind going to Europe. The next place I'm probably going to travel to is Europe and probably go to Eastern Europe. So I love Eastern Europe. I haven't been back there in 15 years, man. It's been a while. Where can I get size 13 shoes in Medellin? That's a hard one, man. That's a hard one, Terrell. Um, I wear size 11 and a half and I have trouble, So, um, gosh, where is it? Maybe there's one store called, this is a very fancy place, but it's called Velez, and it's all about leather. So they sell shoes too, but it's mostly like leather. But they have like tennis shoes that are made of leather too, super nice. And they have bigger shoes. I was able to find my size. They might have your size. And then if not that, maybe going to Mallorca, Centro Comercial Mallorca, which is off of the metro station Itaúi. Yeah, there's a bridge that connects it to the mall. They have a lot of stores there. So going there is going to all the shoe stores and asking, they may have it, but that's hard, man. I don't know why. I don't know why Colombians have such small feet. There's Colombians that are my height and taller, and they have tiny feet, man. I don't understand that, or why we have such big feet. Maybe it's because we drink a lot of milk with hormones in it or something. I'm not sure. We just got big feet in the States. All right. Bro, yeah, Sasha, man. Definitely. Are you still in where you're in London, right? Or in England? I think my unfortunately my if I when I go with my girlfriend, she has to get a visa to go in England, so it's kind of a little bit more difficult. Um, but we can hook up some other place in Europe. Europe is small for sure, 100%. Let's see. Okay. I want to ask a few more questions, then I'm gone. Got here the 26th October. Does my 90 days stop the first of the year? Do I have until January 20? That's a great question. I don't know. I believe that the 108 days does not pass to January. It just restarts. So if you got here in December or October, and you have 180 days or 90 days, whatever, at December 31st, and then you go January 1st, it starts the clock again. I'm not sure if you have to leave the country or not. That's a question for immigration. I wouldn't take a chance. I would definitely either contact immigration, ask that question. And if you do find out, let me know. Because I never had that problem. I've never scheduled myself that way. Appreciate you, Paul, man. Yeah, that was scary about the channel, but I got it back. While I was trying to get it back, I was almost considering starting a new channel from scratch about Medellin and just focus 100% on Medellin instead of other things. But now I got my channel back, so I'm gonna keep on doing this. Visa has been scrapped for Britain for Britain regarding Colombians. Really? So Colombians don't need visa to get into Great Britain? Well, that's good. Thank you, man. Thank you, Black Circle. Appreciate you. Okay. Bulgaria. I want to go to Bulgaria. 100%. Good place to visit. Cheap too. I met a guy. I had a friend in Prague when I was working in Prague and doing sales in the streets. I was selling tickets to a pub crawl back in the day. Can you imagine? It was a lot of fun though, selling those tickets in the streets. And I met this dude from Bulgaria. He's a cool guy. But yeah, I would love to go to Bulgaria. That's one country that Colombians aren't allowed into for some reason. They don't let Colombians go into. So if I was to travel with my girlfriend, I'll have to skip it. Unfortunately, it's weird how countries just ban an entire another country. That's strange, huh? Okay, guys, I think that's it. Yeah, we did an hour and 50 minutes. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you for joining me in this live stream. Let me know if you want more live streams or not. I'll do more, I guess. Other than that, reach out if you need a consultation. You know the way. And also, there's a private Facebook group that I started. If you guys want to join that, there's a paid wall though, a paid wall. But I want to build a community in the Facebook group about Medellin. So yeah. Anyways, thanks, David. Good night. Thanks, Sasha, for helping me out, man. Thank you so much for being a moderator and helping out with these trolls. All right, guys. Take care. Ciao, ciao.